Well, welcome back to another episode of Not So Mid Major, where we are going to be breaking down every single NHL team between now until NHL Draft Day, until we figure out what are their picks for this year. What did they trade away? What did they receive? What picks do they keep? What picks did they gain? What picks did they give away? And as always, if you enjoy this video content, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It will help me out so much, as it will tell me that you are actually enjoying these different videos. And in today's episode, we are going to be analyzing the Detroit Red Wings, where the Detroit Red Wings have basically all of their picks except for the fourth round. They did gain a New York Islanders first round pick. In the second round, they do have the St. Louis Blues and Vancouver Canucks. But in the fourth round, they do have a Minnesota Wild pick. So then now let's go round by round. What did the Detroit Red Wings give away? What did they receive in return? Well, this first one in the first round actually involves three different draft picks, either Detroit Red Wings giving away or receiving. This was a trade made back on March 1st of 2023 with the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver Canucks receiving Filip Hronek and a 2023 fourth round pick, which is the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings, on the other hand, receiving a 2023 first round pick, which is actually the New York Islanders, and a 2023 second round pick, which is actually the Vancouver Canucks. So then now let's break down the individual pieces. How did the Vancouver Canucks receive that first round pick from the New York Islanders? Well, that was a trade made back on January 30th of 2023, where the Islanders received Bo Horvat, Vancouver Canucks receiving Anthony Beauvillier, Aatu Räty, and a 2023 first round pick. And the Vancouver Canucks receiving Filip Hronek. Well, Filip Hronek was drafted in the second round by the Detroit Red Wings back in 2016. With the Red Wings, played 305 games, scored 30 goals, 126 assists, and 405 hits. With the Vancouver Canucks, just 4 games, 1 assist, still looking for that first ever goal with the Vancouver Canucks. So then now let's just talk about the second round. How did the Detroit Red Wings receive the St. Louis Blues second round pick? Well, that was a trade made back on March 21st of 2022, where the St. Louis Blues received Luke Witkowski, Nick Leddy. The Detroit Red Wings received Oskar Sundqvist, Jake Walman, and a 2023 second round pick, which was the St. Louis Blues. So then let's just break down the individual pieces of this. First, let's start off with a very interesting one, Luke Witkowski. Not a lot of NHL experience, but a very interesting NHL history, to be honest. He was drafted in the 6th round in 2008 by the Tampa Bay Lightning. He spent most of his time in the NCAA until about 2012-2013 season. He did play most of his career in the AHL as a part of the Syracuse Crunch, debuted with the Tampa Bay Lightning back in 2014. He then went on to free agency. He then signed with the Detroit Red Wings and then went into free agency again, re-signed with the Tampa Bay Lightning, went into free agency another time, re-signed with the Detroit Red Wings. In total of his NHL career, 132 games, 2 goals, 11 assists. And now Nick Leddy. Well, the St. Louis Blues received him at 50% of his contract salary. Nick Leddy was drafted in the first round in 2009 by the Chicago Blackhawks. He played for the Blackhawks, then the New York Islanders, then to the Detroit Red Wings, and then on to the St. Louis Blues. In total of his NHL career, 929 games, 70 goals, 313 assists for 383 points. And now the Detroit Red Wings. Well, the Detroit Red Wings, in one of these pieces that they did receive, Jake Walman. Jake Walman was drafted back in the 3rd round in 2014 by the St. Louis Blues. He didn't start until really about the 2020-2021 season with the St. Louis Blues, played 57 games, 4 goals, 4 assists. With the Detroit Red Wings, 82 games, 9 goals, 13 assists for 153 blocks. And now probably an interesting name to throw around right now, but let's talk about Oskar Sundqvist. He was drafted in the 3rd round by the Pittsburgh Penguins back in 2012. Fun fact, he was actually part of a trade involving Ryan Reeves, which put Sundqvist with the St. Louis Blues. With the Pittsburgh Penguins, played 28 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. With the St. Louis Blues, 242 games, 35 goals, 48 assists. And this is where things actually get interesting in Oskar Sundqvist's career, where he was actually involved in a trade with the Minnesota Wild back on March 3rd of 2023, where the Minnesota Wild received Oskar Sundqvist and the Detroit Red Wings receiving a 2023 4th round pick. And this is actually very interesting because I don't think we've actually talked about a player being traded to a team and then traded away from. But with the Detroit Red Wings, Oscar Sundqvist played 70 games, 11 goals, 18 assists. With the Minnesota Wild, on the other hand, 15 games, 3 goals, 4 assists. And that is actually it for this one. So let me know what you think. There were so many draft picks involved in one trade, plus Oscar Sundqvist being traded to a team, traded away from the team. Did Detroit Red Wings win both of those trades? Did they lose both of those trades? Did they only win one? Was it the St. Louis Blues or Minnesota Wild winning one? But until next time, please hit the like button, please hit subscribe, and until next time, please stay safe and please stay healthy.